What's up, y'all? Let's do this. Oh, hi guys, welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today I just want to give my Monday morning, or supposedly my Monday rant, but since today's Tuesday, I'm going back to work. I just want to give my rant on what's going on in the world and all that stuff. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, please consider donating a cup of coffee, because seriously, guys, for a price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories and more topics like this to talk about. And yes, guys, I do accept Bitcoin donations. I'm also on Patreon if you guys want to sponsor this podcast show. If you guys love Nikki's World so much, please hit that like, subscribe. Please give me a review, good, bad, and the ugly. And before we get this show on the road, guys, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today. Okay, guys, it's Tuesday, which is technically my Monday going back to work. And I do want to talk about a few things, man, while I'm driving on the way to work. I mean, seriously, man, there's so many issues that are on my mind that I clearly want to clear the air on this, and I literally, guys, want to speak my mind and my two damn fucking cents on what's going on in the world. But clearly, guys, I just want to say like this. First off, at the top of the list, guys, Facebook again, or as I call it, fake book and fascist book, has clearly again blocked me for 30 days. You know what I mean? It seems like this, guys. Fake book, aka fascist book, for some reason, guys, have people who are all weak ass pussies. Okay? People on Facebook, for some reason, can't even handle the fucking adult world. They can't even handle the real world, for Christ's sakes. And on top of that, man, they want to block me for 30 days for shit that is truthful, and the fact that these people can't even handle the adult world. I mean, holy shit, man. Talk about like immature assholes, man. Really, man. Talk about like assholes who just don't even know how to handle the real fucking world. Who don't know how to handle the adult world. It just seems like Facebook, for some reason, their so-called community standards are probably leftist bullshit, because they want to be all kumbaya and all this shit and all PG shit. I tell you what, if Facebook ever tried their community standards in the fucking real world, people would fucking riot in less than 2 seconds. People would torch and burn Facebook to the fucking ground, and Mark Zuckerberg would probably flee to some leftist shithole like, let me see, Canada, Australia, or New Zealand. So, that's why, guys, That's why I'm on alternative social media, guys. If you see me on like alternative social media sites like Gab, Getter, MeWe, Minds, like Rumble, Parler, you know what I mean, and VoiceBand, that's because at least with alternative social media, guys, I get to speak my mind. I get to be truthful. I get to say my peep without fear of censorship. Problem is with liberal social media sites like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, you can't speak your mind. You can't say your peep. You can't even like basically like say what you feel without fear of being blocked, censored, you know what I mean? Or what's the worst? Or suspended, you know? It's like that's why it's like this. People who use the liberal social media sites, pardon my French, they're all pussies. They're all weak-ass soy pussies who probably are on the lowest of low testosterone, probably couldn't handle the fucking real world, and they probably couldn't handle criticism or like people with different views and opinions. That's why these people wind up working for social media companies like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, because they can't handle the fucking real world. Sad to say, that is the ugly truth, you know? That really is, man. That's why I don't care if Facebook keeps blocking me and suspending me. Keep it up, Facebook, because you know why? You're pushing me into your rivals. You're pushing me into your competitors. You're going to push me into the arms of alternative social media sites like Gab, Getter, MeWe, Minds, Parler, Rumble, and VoiceBand. You're gonna push me into their like rivals. Keep it up, Facebook. You know. But hey, I'm not worried. I'm not worried if Facebook blocks me. I just go like this. Yeah, what are you gonna do? It ain't gonna affect me because you know why? I still keep using social media. I still keep using alternative social media sites because you know why? At least with alternative social media sites, I can speak freely. I can speak my mind. I don't have to worry about offending someone. I don't have to worry about being blocked, suspended, or banned. You know what I mean? I don't fucking ever have to worry about that. I just keep on going, which is kind of great, you know? That's why I love alternative social media sites. That's why I post my podcast on all my alternative social media site platforms than I do on the leftist liberal shitholes. Okay? That's why I love alternative social media. And that's why, guys, if you still want to get in touch with me, look me up on allmylinks.com, which lists all my alternative social media sites that I use. And I'm there, and you can connect with me. And the one thing I do want to talk about, guys, Instagram is starting to be a shithole. Seriously, guys. Instagram, in my fucking opinion, is starting to be a shithole. The reason why for that is that I'm getting bombarded and inundated with porn ads, with people like basically posting their like, oh, watch me have a masturbation, watch me like fuck off and all that shit. I'm getting inundated with these porn ads on Instagram, and it seems like Instagram don't give a shit about it. Okay? It's like, Instagram, fix your porn problem shit. Because sooner or later, people are going to get fed up with this shit, and people are going to go to their rivals. And already, I'm starting to see rival upstarts in Instagram. There's one called Vero, which I am on too, and Vero is an alternative to Instagram. It's seriously becoming a rival, okay? Because the problem with Instagram is this, guys, is that it's being bombarded with porn ads, with like ads to like questionable adult content. It's being bombarded to like basically porn ads that probably have like viruses built into them. It's like, seriously, Instagram, start getting rid of porn ads, okay? Start getting rid of like questionable porn ads. Because every time I post something on Instagram stories, almost 9 times out of 10, I get inundated with porn ads. And these porn ads are fucking disgusting, okay? They're fucking, like, are you serious? That's why it's starting to ruin my experience, man. I mean, yes, there are legitimate ones, and yes, there are ones that are probably reputable or probably have like good standing, but the ones that are like, oh my God, I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, fuck. It's like every day, guys, I tell people, I don't tell people this. Every day, I have to go, whenever I look at my Instagram stories, see how many people are liking this shit and all that, I get inundated almost every fucking day with porn ads, with ads from like foreign porn sites. You know what I mean? Like sites that are from countries like what, Russia or who knows what from Eastern Europe. You know what I mean? I'm like, seriously, Instagram? You need to fix your porn shit. You need to block these companies or these countries. You need to block these people, okay? Seriously, you need to literally block these countries. Because I'm starting to notice that many of these porn sites are coming from countries like Russia or possibly, I'm going to say like this, either China or even Eastern European countries, okay? They need to be blocked. They need to be seriously filtered. Seriously. But I'm starting to hate the porn ads that are inundating my Instagram stories feed. It's starting to be annoying, and it's starting to be a pain in the ass. It literally is. It literally is starting to be a pain in the ass. That's why it's like this. I'm starting to look for alternatives to Instagram. Seriously, man. I'm starting to, because Instagram is starting to be a shithole. It's starting to be like crap. Okay? Ever since Facebook brought out Instagram, it's starting to be a shithole. It is. It's starting to be a major shithole, and it's why, guys, I'm starting to get fed up with Instagram. I'm starting to get fed up with all this shit. I'm starting to get fed up with the fact that my Instagram stories get bombarded with porn ads, with ads for adult-rated shit, or stuff that shouldn't be on the internet, okay? Quite frankly, man, I don't know how they allow that shit, you know? So that's why it's like this. I'm starting to get sick and tired of it. I really am. Instagram, fix your shit. Fix it. That's why, guys. That's why, guys, I have alternative sites, man. That's why I really do, man. I really do have alternative sites. Okay? But, seriously, dude. Seriously. Okay? One thing I do want to talk about, and I do want to talk about this, okay, guys, is like the illegitimate president wanting to mandate people to take the jab. I go like this. Fuck you. Go shove it up your ass, and I ain't gonna take your damn fucking vaccine. I have 2 rare diseases, which are Kalman syndrome and vitiligo. And the funny thing is, guys, I'm exempt from taking the vaccine. That's why I refuse. I won't even I won't even take the vaccine, even if they offered it. Because you know why? With my 2 rare diseases that I have, I can't even take it. I can't even take it no matter if the government says you gotta take it. But because my 2 rare diseases, I'm exempt. That largely exempts me. Which is why it's like this. When I heard the illegitimate president is going to push the Labor Department, OSHA, to mandate vaccines, I go like this: once you resign, you traitor. Once you resign, you're illegitimate because you weren't duly elected, and the voters didn't elect you. That's why, guys. That's why it's like this. I will refuse to take the vaccine no matter how hard they try. Simple as that. It is as simple as that, guys. One thing I do want to talk about, guys, and I do want to talk about this, is like this. I've noticed this in the rope community, and it seems like this, guys. The rope community has a fucking huge rope gap. It has a problem with diversity, equality, and inclusion. Okay, and I've noticed this in the rope community. I've tried to speak up about it, but then I get chased out. I get harassed. I get bullied. I get called being a troll for speaking out about diversity and inclusion. But you know what's kind of fucking funny? If a white person talks about diversity, equality, and inclusion, they never get yelled at. They never get run out. But since I'm a minority and I talk about diversity, equality, and inclusion, I get chased out real quick. I get called names. I get called being a troll, being an instigator, and all that shit. It just goes to show, man. It just goes to show. Racism still exists in this country. Okay? We have a problem with diversity, with equality and inclusion. Okay? It's because when you have minorities speaking up about it, they get called names. But when you have white liberals talking about it and speaking about it, they get celebrated. What's wrong with that picture right there, guys? What's wrong with that right there? It seems we're living in a clown world. It literally is, guys. It seems we're living in clown world, and we're living in a world where if white liberals talk about diversity and inclusion and equality, then it's great. But if a minority speaks up about it, then we're going to call them this and this and this. I just say this, guys. I just say like this. Liberals are fucking full of shit. They are full of shit, and they are full of themselves. Simple as that. And you know what's kind of funny, guys? I hate to say this, is that it's like people say they want diversity, equality, and inclusion, but they never practice what they preach. They only want to say it because here's the thing. They want to score activist points with their lefty liberal friends, and they want to say that they're more woke, they're more liberal than their friends. That's all it is, guys. It's virtue signaling. They want to virtue signal to say that they're more this, they're more that. That's all it is. But then they don't do what they actually say they want everybody else to do. That's why, guys. That's why I laugh every time I drive through West Hartford, Connecticut, and I see houses which are like what, 600,000, 800,000, or 900,000, and they all have these Black Lives Matter signage on their front lawn. And I kind of look at it, and every time I drive by and look at it, and I go, "Are you for real? Are you joking?" It's like if these people say they're all for Black Lives Matter, but the problem is it's a town full of white liberal upper class people that live in affluent communities that have well-funded police departments, well-funded schools, but won't do a damn thing to help a minority move into their town. But they're saying that they're all for Black Lives Matters and the minorities in the inner city. It just goes to show they're a walking hypocrite. They're a walking contradiction. They are basically full of shit. Plain and simple, guys. They're full of shit. It's why guys, I go like this. Every time I hear this shit, like, oh, Black Lives Matter, this and this and this, but then I see the signage and then I see where they live, then I'm going like this. Are you for real? Are you for real, guys? Because it's kind of funny how these people say they're all for, like, Black Lives Matter, but then they live in these, like, upper class, like, suburban communities that are so far from the inner city, and then you go like, really? If you're for Black Lives Matter, how come you're not helping a minority move into, say like West Hartford, Avon, or I'll think of another upper class community like Simsbury. It's hypocrisy and virtue signaling on the highest order. It is, guys. It is. And the one thing I do want to talk about, guys, I do want to rant about this. We gotta rant about occasional cortex again. We do have to rant about occasional cortex because for some reason she went to this this rich gala party at the Met, and for some reason she wore a dress that said "tax the rich," and you're going to a party with rich leftist elitists, and you're like, and you want to tax them. It's basically hypocrisy and narcissism on a fucking grand scale here, folks. Occasional cortex just shown how narcissistic and basically stupid she really is. I mean, clearly, guys, she is the poster child for why people like her should never go to college, let alone community college, because, quite frankly, people like her should have never gone to college, and clearly Boston University needs to have their accreditation called into question for allowing people like occasional cortex into school. That's why I go like this. Her voters must be stupid to say, oh, what's she doing? Oh, she's doing good things. Yeah, right. She's one of those people that go like this, that say, oh, I'm fighting to tax the rich, but then she won't allow Amazon to put a distribution center in her district because she thinks that, oh, it's corporate greed, when instead it could have gave people in her district jobs. This is why I say like this, man. Lefty liberals are the insane, mentally ill people that we were warned about when we saw these people coming out of mental institutions. This is why I kind of sit there and I go like this. We have reached the point of sheer stupidity in this world. Really, we do, man. Really, man. And one rant I do want to talk about, and I do want to get this off my chest, and I really do, guys. is that I've seen the sheer hypocrisy coming out of the transgender cult community that every time I see it, I get a twitch, or I somehow go like, I'm like, seriously? I've seen so many in the trans cult community fake and lie about intersex so much that it kind of makes me want to go like this. Are you fucking out of your mind? I've seen some of them try to, for example, they'll try to accuse real intersex people like myself as being fake and frauds, but then all of a sudden they'll flip around and say, oh, they're the real intersex people. Nah. This is the funny thing, guys. These people think that science is on their side. They think they're some type of intersex like me. But then I go like this. Oh, if you're some type of intersex, what's your DNA? Can we see a DNA carrier type of you? Can we see some actual scientific data? And then when you ask that, they lash out and call you transphobic, bigot, or every fucking name in the book. You know? It just seems like their fetish is more important than actual scientific fact and scientific data. It is. That's why it's like this. When I used to be on Twitter, I used to scorch earth and roast the living daylights out of any trans that try to claim that they're intersex, that try to lie about intersex. I used to roast them so much that I sometimes get called TERF, or get called bigot or transphobe, or get accused of being like them. But then I go like this: show me some scientific paper. Show me a paper that says you're like us, and then I'll believe you. Or show me an actual medical school documentation from a med school professor that says you people are like us. And when I ask those, I get called names for it. It's like the same. I've seen so many fake intersex people so much that it really astounds me how these people ever fucking live. How these people literally like wake up every morning and all that shit. Literally it does, man. It literally does. But, I just sit there and I go like this. Let these fake and frauds try to claim intersex. Because one day when they have to actually submit a DNA profile, and I tell people this, one day they're not going to use fingerprints as the sole identification. They're going to use DNA, and when these trans cult members try to say they're intersex and then they have to submit a DNA to prove it, they're probably going to get called out on for it. They probably are. But as I say, guys, as we getting close to finishing the show for today, I just want to say this. I sometimes hate the world. I literally hate the world for what it is. I sometimes hate the world because for the shit that I gotta go through, the shit that I gotta face every day, it's like sometimes you want to do things, be yourself, be a person, be an individual, but then you have the world in front of you where people treat you like shit, and people try to diss you, try to say shit about you, don't treat you like a person, never treat you like an equal, never give you opportunities in this world. I just want to say this. Sometimes the world needs a reset button. It needs a fucking reset button, because sometimes in this world, people act like total assholes, and it makes me wonder how these fucking people ever won the race. You know what I mean? Won the race to the egg. Makes you fucking wonder. It does, guys. It really, really does. And that's why, guys, I clearly sometimes go like this. I clearly sometimes hate the world because the people in it that act total assholes and total shits. And I'm like, how the fuck do these people ever get on this planet in the fucking first place? It's beyond me, guys. Okay, guys. I just wanted to give my peep. I just wanted to give my rant, because you know what, guys? I'm getting close to Cumberland Farms. I gotta get my coffee very shortly and then throw my fat butt into work. Because I tell you this, guys. I tell you this. If I knew this was gonna be like this in the adult world, growing up as a teenager, I would have said like this: fuck this shit. You know? I would have, man. I would have said like this: fuck this shit. I'd rather just be stuck being a teenager and then enjoy the world and have fun. You know? But anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed today's podcast. I just wanted to do a rant for today because I wanted to get some shit off my chest. And clearly, guys, I just need to talk about what's going on in the world. Okay? That's all I needed to do. That's all I really needed to talk about. But anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed today's podcast show. I will see y'all soon. Bye for now.